Hello everyone.
Hello.
My name is Anikani Rere.
I'm Josiane Morte.
I'm Jeanette Gaju.
We are working on a project called Lead the Team, and we are going to have a meeting, and I'm going to facilitate this meeting. So now uh, we have a project that we are going to work on. But first of all, I want to welcome you to this meeting, and I really appreciate how you were on time.
Thank you.
So now what we are going to do, the purpose of this meeting is to help us to brainstorm some guidelines or norms that will be helping us to work well on this project, and that will help us to work effectively. As we will be having different tasks, the norms that we are going to set will be helping us to collaborate and share ideas together. So now let's start by brainstorming some of the norms that you think should guide us. So starting from Gaju, what do you think can be some of the norms that will be helping us to work effectively?
Okay, thank you so much for that question. First of all, norms and regulations are something which can help a team or a group to work effectively, because when you don't have norms, you can't work effectively. Some people can come late. Other people can receive a feedback and reject it. So you before starting anything, if before starting working in the group, you have to set different norms so as to help the group to reach their goal. So I have five norms that I can tell to the group. Maybe the other you can add to those norms that I'm going to brainstorm. The first one is active participation. Participation, like each and everyone in the group have to participate in the group. Also, we have communication. We have to communicate ahead of time. For example, when we have a certain meeting, and we have like to meet at 10, you have to communicate ahead of time so as to help other group members. Another thing is trusting. When you trust other people, when you trust your group member, it can be very easy to work together so as to reach your goal. Another thing that I can't forgot is giving and receiving feedback. When in the group you give like a feedback, it can help someone to do his or her work effectively. I think it's that. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing with us. I think those norms can be helping us to work effectively. So let me also give floor to my partner to share with us the other norms that can help us to work effectively.
Uh, what Gaju said was right, and it's always important when you're working together to have some norms to follow, because it helps you like accomplish things in the right way, and you're really satisfied with what you did. To add on what she said, some of the norms I can add is being responsible for what you're assigned to. That means that if you're assigned something, you have to feel like you should feel like it's your responsibility to do it and complete it without being chased around or being asked by others to do it. You have to make sure that you do it without being told around. And another thing that I can say is also respecting each other. Sometimes in a group, like you come from maybe different backgrounds or maybe different languages, and you find sometimes it may be hard to work together. But when you respect each other, that means that you know that with a trust, as you said, you trust and you also respect each other so that you accomplish the same goal. And that's very important when you're working together.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing with me those norms that can be helping us to work effectively and achieve our goals. So also I want to, like you said about giving and receiving feedback. And I want to emphasize on that. If we are working together as a group members, like working on the same, on, we're working together to achieve a common goal. So if I work something and I do some mistakes and you don't give me feedback, I say that this thing you're not working well. In that case, it means that I will continue to do that mistake, which will be affecting us to achieve our goal. So I think that one can be one of our norms. So you've brainstormed different norms, and I really think that those norms can be helping us to work effectively and to collaborate together and share different skills and ideas from you. So from those we're going to to choose three of them or some of them that can be helping us to keep improving and working effectively. So which one do you think can be the best among of those that you've brainstormed?
Thank you. I think we can choose trusting each other as one of the norms, that one of those norms, because when you trust someone, you can give him or her every task. For example, we can be working in different areas, and then we can be working, for example, on Google Doc or another software, and then if you don't trust someone, it can be difficult for him or for her to work effectively. Another thing that I can add is effective communication. When you communicate ahead of time, as I said, it can be easy for you to achieve or to reach your goal, because when you are working in the group, you have many tasks to do, and you have other tasks that you have to do, and you have to communicate. For example, if you have a meeting, if you have something to do, you have to communicate it ahead of time, so as to help other group member to plan if you can postpone like that meeting or doing other things. Yeah, I think that.
Thank you. Can share with us?
I think Gaju said the main 3 points, and I think those are like the core or like the basics when it comes to working together, because respect and effective communication and also trusting each other, I think that's the main thing that brings all the cooperation together, because when you trust people, then it's easier to work with them, and it's easier to divide responsibilities and everyone to be accountable for what they're doing. And also effective communication, maybe to add on what she said, it's very important to make sure that you're meeting deadlines when you're working together, and maybe making like scheduling how you're going to do everything, and that is going to help everyone respect the time. That's when everything comes in, like the active, like when effective communication, I mean, there's also like the active listening is also going to come out. And I think that's very important when it comes to working together.
Okay, thank you for your contribution about the main three norms that we think that can help us. I do agree with you, because like we have to be responsible of what we're doing. Like if someone has given like a task to work on, we have to be responsible for that and make sure that we are being productive and collaborating with others so as to share different ideas. And also on communication, that's the most important thing. Like if you know that you're not going to be able to perform a task on time, you have to collaborate with others and tell them that I'm not available, so as to help others plan accordingly. And also trusting, it's something that can help you to collaborate with your team members, like because it can help you to like if you give someone a task to perform, it helps you to trust her and feel like she's responsible and she's going to perform that task and on time. So as
I think I'd like to add something like when it comes to groups, sometimes it's very important to realize and also know that you're working with very different people, maybe culture-wise and everything. I think we see that much when Kepler, because we university were like different countries and everything. So when working in a group, it's very important that you respect people's culture, be it language and maybe their norms, and being aware of what they consider maybe disrespectful or what they consider like good. Like you have to make sure that you respect, in that you don't only respect because you have a project, but because you also respect the people you're working with and like their culture and how they see things, because that's also help you like getting along and working on the team project or anything.
yeah, thank you for your idea. So also, as you know, we are working as like as a virtual team, and we know that a virtual team it's a group of individuals who work together from different geographical locations, and I think those norms can be also applied for that team. Because like
Yeah.
if we are being effective communicators, it means that we are even considering those who are who are not together. Um, and also, there are some. I think we can also discuss about the factors for effective teamwork, like some factors that can help a virtual team to be effective. And it's also it's like some of the points are the same with the working as another team, like like even like that one of being effective communicator can be included, like respecting ideas of others, trusting others, it's almost the same. uh, Also we can be discussing about the the strategies a virtual team can be used to work effectively, because like there are different things that a virtual team can use, like we can use so as to achieve our goal. uh, Let me ask you guys, what do you think, what are like one strategy do you think can help us to be effective?
Okay, thank you. One of strategies which can help us to be to work effectively is collaboration. When we collaborate, when we are together as a team, we can do everything that we want to reach. Collaboration is one of strategy. Another strategy is, as I said, is communication. Communication is needed in everything. You can't work with other people without communicating with them. You have to communicate with them. So another thing is an effective conflict resolution, because we are people from different countries or different cultures. It can be we can even meet some conflict. We can have conflict among us, so we have to have that, if I can say it, the skills to 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 resolve our conflicts. So another thing is, asking a right question. For example, it can be difficult for me to understand, for example, a project or something. So when I ask you a question, you have to respond me in a good way. I think if we do that, we can reach our goal. Thank you.
And to add on what she said, I very much think virtual, like working virtually is like a special case, because most times there's a difference in people are working in different locations and you have to still keep in touch to work on something. So I think some strategies that can work is in this, like today there are very many things you can do to keep in touch with people in different locations. For example, can use like communication system with technology, like you can Skype, you can send emails that you can call. Like that makes everything like very easy for the team. Another thing, when you're working in such a situation, you have to make sure that people meet once in a while, because if you're all working in different locations, then you have to make sure that maybe you have like a gathering once in a while, like you meet and discuss like the problems or how far like work is, and like that helps you like build like that bond of trust and everything between those workers who are working in different locations. Yeah.
Thank you for your contribution. Like I think those are the main way strategies that we can use to collaborate with people who are not together. Like collaboration, it involves working on different, uh, using different ways that can help us to work together with those people who cannot be together. Like we can even use Google Doc, like where anytime that 10 person can have time can go and work, and then if another person get on and work on that task. So I would like to thank you for your collaboration and your time for this meeting. But before concluding this, I would like to highlight some of the things that we've mentioned in this meeting. And this meeting, the main purpose was to brainstorm the norms that should help us to work effectively and achieve our goal. And we've seen like being responsible, uh, being an effective communication, respecting others, and trusting each other. Those will be helping us to work effectively. And also, I've seen some of the strategies that can help us to perform our tasks, like collaborating in using including communication, different ways of communication, asking good questions that can help us to understand what we really need to do about a certain task. And also we've seen and even some factors that can help a virtual team to be effective, uh, which was more of being an effective communicator, being responsible, and like sharing ideas together. I would like to thank you for the time.
Okay, thank you so
Thank
much.
you.